Hello, it is ESC Fan TV. We are here to discuss all things Melodifestivalen, and I have veteran faces, shall we say, old hands, ready to let loose on these Melfest songs. Let's take a look, first of all, at last night's Melfest losers. What were your thoughts on last night's losing contestants?
I think as a whole, this is probably the strongest heat as a collective of 6. So next year, Sweden spread your songs out, because I think you could have argued at least 4 or 5 could have advanced in different heats. I really liked Chelsea. I knew it had no hope, unfortunately, just looking what it was against. But Afrobeat sort of like nice summer song, I really liked it. I really liked the performance. Someone did say she just stole the LED from Blanca's song last year, though, which is that I couldn't unsee it. But as a performance, I really, really, really did love it. Electra, camp, fun, drag queen, nice colours, bright blue LED lights, really liked it. It was a lot of fun. Could she sing? Not tremendously, but was it a lot of fun? Yes. Jay Smith hated it. I've said this before, I do not like this sort of moonshine country music. I like it a bit more melodic, and it's just sort of country music that makes me think of a dive bar in Tennessee, and I hate it. Which is a shame, because it's wrote by Smith and Tell, who are huge Swedish acts. They're a huge Swedish duo who people have asked for years to do Melodifestivalen, and this is the closest I'm going to get. No, Eline, it's not. And then Annika actually is my favourite of the 30 songs. Alongside Scarlett, this is my personal favourite of the year. Loved her voice, loved her performance, just hated what she was wearing. The dress stopped at a weird angle. It looked like she was last in line to get changed. And then she had these weird half sleeves, which all just got stuck in her hair. But the song itself has been brilliant. I've listened to it a lot. So if I could have had my own way, I would have put Chelsea over Jay last night. But as of these 4 songs, pretty decent, to be fair. I enjoyed it.
Hey, pleased you enjoyed it. I mean, I'm going to have to bring Eline here. Eline, is there anything wrong with a Tennessee bar playing some country music? Maybe getting Jack Daniels out?
I think there's something wrong with Elliot's music taste, though. No, I really liked this one, the Back to My Roots, but it was missing something for me. I can't pinpoint what. I did like it. I could listen to it like maybe in a few months and still like it. So yeah, the other ones, the Chelsea with Controlla, I thought it was boring at the beginning and then build it up a bit, but it didn't have a wow factor for me. And the Electro one, like, I loved the beginning with the feathers and I liked the song, but the voice wasn't matching the song for me. Annika Wiki Holler with lights, I was just not a fan of the dress, and I think she could have done something more powerful than what she did.
Yeah, do you know what? I think you're right. She could have potentially been a bit more powerful last night. It might have had an impact. I mean, let's swing across to Troy. Troy, when it comes to our Melfest losers, are there any this week that really should have actually got through to the final instead?
Not really. I mean, Electra, you've got to have, I know this sounds bad, but you've got to have your token interesting. Don't know. But she ranked where she was going to always, unfortunately. So as everyone said, her voice was not anything worth it. The one thing that I was disappointed was that Annika didn't go straight through. Okay, her outfit may not be suitable. She may be storing it up for the grand final. Who knows?
Sean, the vote last night was incredibly close. I mean, like, literally, the two that lost didn't just lose, the two that didn't make it through even to the second chance bit, there wasn't even in the final vote, if they get 12 points, if the voting goes back to front, they'll get through. It was just a no-no. Why do you think that was?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Jay Smith's got a whole host of fans over in Sweden. He won Swedish Idol in 2010. And so if you think about it, all his fans would have been there already watching that. So, Marcus and Martinez were always going to go through, sailing through, especially with that song and performance. We'll talk about that later. And Medina, again, I was in the audience when they were performing the song in the grand final, and their songs are massive anthems, and they just rock the stadium, and the atmosphere is electric, and that comes through on the screen as well. I think it was an obvious result for the two that went through. As for the ones that didn't, Chelsea, it was okay, it was good, it was nothing special. To be honest, anything after Marcus Martinez's performance was going to be a damp squid. Let's face it, it really, really was. Jay Smith, again, that's not my cup of tea, much like Elliot. It's not my kind of music, but he has got a lovely voice. You can't deny that. It was a well-performed song. Electra. I'm not familiar with Electra. It started off in the intro was like, oh, this is really promising, this. And then she opened her mouth. And I mean, me and Ian looked at each other and went, what was that? We just did not expect the really deep, deep voice coming out of Electra. It was kind of like, remember Divine from the 80s? It was almost like Divine's balls had dropped. I mean, it was really, really low, wasn't it? I didn't expect it. I don't think the voice suited the track at all, unfortunately. If another artist had performed that, it might have been a whole lot better. But yeah, the star of the night for me, Anika. Big surprise. I wasn't expecting that song. I thought it was an amazing performance. She's got a cracking voice. I don't mind what she's wearing, to be honest. If she wants to wear something different in final, I'm not really bothered about that. It's not a big issue. It's a song for me in the performance, and I thought it was magic. She thoroughly deserved to get through to the final quali round, which we'll obviously talk about at length very shortly.
I mean, I'm just looking at the scores now. I mean, Anika was 3 points away. I mean, literally matched Medina the whole way through. Let's go to Stu.
Chelsea Muko, controller. Afrobeat at its best, no personality on stage. Sorry, Chelsea, you've got to bring something better than just standing there smiling to a Melfest stage. It just didn't work. I actually thought it was really good, uplifting and fun, but you honestly have to have confidence when you're competing against this many good entries over 6 nights in Sweden. I enjoyed it though. I thought it was all right. But yeah, you could tell she was an inexperienced performer. It really showed. It was really lacking, unfortunately, for me in that performance element. Jay Smith, back to my roots. Who doesn't like light country pop on a Saturday night? Everyone. But it turns out Sweden do. So, it's really interesting to see how... you know what? Actually, if you go and listen to it again, you'll hear elements of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car in it. It's really interesting how the melody is quite similar. Anika... I don't know if I can pronounce her surname. Vicky Halder.
Oh, go on, have a go.
With the song Light. I actually thought this was a really good entry. Really, really strong. And I loved the performance of it. I gave me goosebumps. I really like someone standing on stage and just belting out something with real passion right down the camera lens. That's how you perform a song, Chelsea. Sorry, I'd liked your song, but yeah. And Anika knew how to deliver an entry. And it's so, so important. I've saved the best till last. Electra. Baname. What the hell is going on in Sweden? Seriously. 2,624 entries submitted to Sweden this year. And we end up with this. Honestly, it was the worst entry I've ever heard in Melfest ever. By some distance. As Sean said, starts off promising. You've got clear shades of After Dark, La Dolce Vita. And then after about 3 seconds, it goes south, and it's never gone more south. It was so bad. So bad. I'm embarrassed for Sweden that they put this through. It's not even remotely funny at this point. And it just was dreadful from start to finish. I'm really sorry if anyone disagrees. I'm sure there are people that loved it, but it really was the pits. And I've never said that on one of these broadcasts ever before. I was so angry listening to this song. I literally wanted to turn the television off. It was that bad. Gustav says, Electra had a huge single last year after being on Drag Race Sweden. And Neil says, the bookies seem to know the result last year. Dom's in the house. Dom says, ESC, that's what's going on in Sweden. Correct. And then Gustav's followed up by saying, Electra did perform with After Dark for like 10 years. No one's shocked.
Thanks for commenting in the chat. There's over 300 of you, which is great. Okay, guys, let's move on. The two songs direct to final. Let's take a listen to their songs now.
She gon' chew you up, leave you empty, hollow, and she'll spit you out. She's unforgettable. You better know she's dangerous. She is unforgettable. She's unforgettable.
Marcus and Martina!
Her love is dangerous and I know it. It's dangerous 'cause I feel it inside me. She's unforgettable.
Tack så mycket!
Grito comando. Digo loco, loco en inglés. Bailando. Que será, será, no sé. La vida, la vida. Que llega la vida. Se va de vida, de vida. Oh, que será, será. Mira, that's my friend.
Medina!
Que será, será, no sé. La vida, la vida. Oh, que será, será. Wow.
I loved Marcus and Martinez's song last night. Stu, what about you?
They're phenomenal, aren't they? They're you forget how good they are. They were so good last year, and if it weren't for a phenomenal Eurovision winner that will be iconic till the end of time, maybe, just maybe, we might have seen those two scampy Norwegian twins at Eurovision, but we didn't. We might still see them at Eurovision this year. Who knows? But they are, and this is one for Eline, they are the biggest Eric Saade wannabes going, aren't they? I can just imagine they go to bed every night with an Eric Saade poster just above their bed, just facing them, and he's smiling down at them,
Living my
giving
dream.
giving them a cheeky wink,
Oh.
Elliot, wink. And, I could just imagine them singing Man Boy to sleep, every single night. Good use of dark staging, great lighting. I mean, that is how you do a production. That really is. That is a phenomenal piece of staging from Sweden, which is ironic, really, because the song's called Unforgettable, and I personally think it's quite forgettable. But I do think the staging brings it on. I think it makes it what it is. Yeah, I think it's a really, really good entry. Really good entry. Yeah, Medina. I saw Gustav in the chat saying he's in love with it. I'm not. I'm sick and tired of Sweden keep sending Latin songs. It doesn't work. Every year I say the same sodding thing. Stop sending Latin songs. There you go. That's what I had to say.
Let's go straight to Eline. Are Martin and Martinez the new Eric Saade?
No one can replace Eric Saade for me, but I did love it. Oh, I have seen my winners this year because there were two of them. But anyway, I loved it so much. And it's like Stuart said, the camera work makes it even better. And I do think this song is not unforgettable. And also, maybe I'm just as delusional as fuck, but I can imagine they're singing about me like she's unforgettable. Like, it ticks my it ticks my boxes. So yeah, they are my winner this year, and I really, 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 really hope they're going to Eurovision. Although I'm gonna be jealous because I'm not gonna be at pre-parties and I will not have a picture with them. So that's something I need to forget. Otherwise, the Medina one, I'm just not on board with Stuart. I really like the Latin songs in Melodifestivalen. Maybe that's just me being cheesy as fuck with Melodifestivalen, but I like it. I heard the song and I was like, it's maybe I'm just bad in Swedish, but I thought it was like kind of the same vibe and like lyric wise, but oh, it's like in a modern day coach, and oh, I really loved it. And also, I'm so happy that I'm not the only one who's mentioning Eric Sade this show. So, hence, yeah, I'm happy.
You are so easily pleased. Troy, let's come over to you. I'm going to pick you up on a comment that's been made in the chat room. Obviously, Martin Martinez are Norwegians. Would the Swedes let two Norwegians represent them in Malmö when it's being held in Sweden?
You never know. You never know anything. Anything could happen. Last night was forgettable. Staging good. Last year was a lot better. Air was better for them. I honestly don't think it will win next week. Medina, Que Sera, Latin, boppy, excitement. Yeah, not for me either.
Oh, Sean's looking quite lonely and distracted down there.
I'm going to do it again. I've done it twice this year so far. I'm doing it again. But Marcus and Martinez, unforgettable. Oh my God! And relax. It was just amazing. I mean, Air last year, that was a fantastic song, a brilliant performance. But this time, it was just visually stunning. It's Melfest at its best. The lighting, the camera work, the stage, all the stages, the graphics, the editing, the dancers, the song. It's got it all. It's got winner written all over it. I love how it starts off and it's in a real narrow corridor and then widens as the performance unfolds. You think, where did them dancers come from? Another sort of magic moment there. The vocals are on point all the way through, which is amazing given the energies needed for the dance routine. Truly unforgettable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It was brilliant. It's got a winner written all over that song. Just also another side note to Jimmy the Joker Thornfeld, one of the songwriters. He's had an amazing year as far as Melfest concerned. This guy's a huge songwriter. He's written for One Direction and J-Lo and Lady Gaga and Pitbull and Enrique Iglesias. And he's had 6 songs in Belfast this year, and 5 have got through to the final. I mean, it's just, it's just brilliant. And I think it's brilliant. I think it might win it. I've got another favourite in there, which we'll maybe talk about a bit later on. But I think Marcus and Martinez are probably front runners. And the question about will Swedes vote for them seeing that the Norwegian? Well, they did last night. And they did last year. They came second last year. So why can't they win it? I think they can. Medina, yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but it goes big in the hall. It looks fantastic on TV. It's full of energy. You can see why they qualified. It's not going to win. Marcus or Martinez are the ones to do it.
Hey, there we go. Thanks, Sean. Very much team Marcus and Martinez. Elliot, are you team Marcus and Martinez?
God, no. Let's just get that said straight away. I looked at this and I agreed with my friend when they said, who let the twinks in the server room? Because that's what it looked like. The production on the staging of it, yes, was very good. The song itself, yeah, nothing we haven't heard before. Like I said, it's Eric Sade, just not as good. And when they have a Fredrik Schemper medley where Manboy appeared as well, you could hear it. It got second last year, I know. That's because there was literally nothing else to go against Loreen. So who the fuck cared who came second, third, and fourth? Like, honest to God, they didn't give a damn. This year, much bigger names in that final, they're not going to win. And I think the running order also shows that as well, which we'll get into a bit. It's not bad, but I don't know what it is. There's just something about them that irritates me. To me, they're not likable. The song's fine, but I couldn't tell you a single lyric from that song. It's typical Naughty's boy band lyrics, really, like, he's unforgettable. Yeah, it's shit we've all heard before for the last 25 years. It's nothing new. Medina, good fun. Vocals were a bit of a mess last night, to be honest. They sounded better a lot before, and I think that's why they very nearly didn't make it, because although it was good fun and great party on stage, yeah, it didn't capture that same sort of energy and fun that their song 2 years ago had, I think. I didn't like the backdrop and everything they had. I don't know why. It just felt all a bit too cartoonish. these two won't do as well as people are anticipating, because the competition, especially the twins have got this year, is a lot higher than last year. Last year it was only really Loreen. This year they've got about 4 or 5 others. And the biggest one for this sort of song is Maria Sir. And I'm sure she will agree with this. Maria Sir is better than them.
Hey, thanks, Elliot. We saw Freddie Kemp being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And just to pick up on Neil's comment there, I mean, we had a medley of songs there. Guys, favourite Freddie Kemp song? Sean, go.
Do you want me to sing it? Oh no, I better not. Lavoir. Lavoir.
Lavoir.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? Very classy song.
Yeah. Love it. Greta's mum. Yeah. Love a bit of that. Yeah. Fantastic song.
Yeah, fabulous. Elina.
I did not watch that part. I'm sorry.
Shock horror.
I was excluded.
If you want, I can nominate you a song,
yes.
Which we can say was your favourite. We'll go for Bardanakna.
Why wouldn't you choose the Eric Sade one? Popular.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Man Boy, just two.
Oh yeah,
Man Boy and Popular. In actual fact, I was doing Elina a favour by forcing her not to choose. See, Elliot.
Either Undo or the song by Kristen and Paolo. I do think Kristen's probably one of the most underrated singers in Sweden and should come back, because it's been nearly 10 years and she sounded fantastic last night. So yeah, probably her.
Stu?
Well, look, maybe it's not his best work because he didn't even qualify for the final. But in 2004, he debuted as a singer on a piano with the song Finally. And I love it. To this day, I still love it. I'm sure most can't stand it. Certainly no one voted for it, but I still think it's a beautiful song. And it's my favourite. It's a young Fredrik Schemper, whatever he's called.
I think I'm going to agree with Gustav in the chat and go for Undo. Second place, probably joint second place for Man Boy, Popular, Academia. There were so many. I mean, if you are someone who with Melfest last night was like, do you know what? I'm not going to watch it live. I'm just going to watch it on catch up, and just breezed through the songs and didn't watch the induction into the Hall of Fame. I implore you now, go and watch the induction into the Hall of Fame. The medley they did, absolutely superb.
And the choir.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
They were absolutely amazing. They had a choir who sung loads of them, songs that you have never heard in that form before. I mean, Man Boy was done as a choir piece, as was Popular. But then also, Sanna Nilsson did pop up to sing Undo as well, which was also brilliantly fantastic to see. Bye-bye.
Bye.